Well, good morning. Yeah, Monday. Let's get started. I'm coming to you today from the middle of the bed. Another day of bed rest, but we'll get through it. So, it is Monday, the 9th of December. And today we're celebrating World Techno Music Day, one of my favorite genres of music, and Tanzania Independence Day. So, if you're over there in that eastern side of Africa, well, enjoy yourself today and celebrate. Techno Music Day. If you want to go to my let's see, I should be ready for this, and I'm not. First of all, for those of you who want to celebrate with Tanzania, there you go. But if it's techno music you want, we've got a entirely other destination for you. Let's see. I'll find myself again. Right here. And included on that page, you'll find a number of radio stations, mostly from Europe, that offer a fine selection of techno music, electronic dance music. Also, if you want to get into the celebrations today, you'll find them right there, as well as some videos and the history and the story behind electronic music. And also, same for Tanzania, you're going to find your important links, your government, your tourism, your history, your cultural, maybe a documentary or two, travelogues, videos. So, you can explore Tanzania. You don't have to go there. That's the magic of the internet. So I'm on another day of bed rest, and it's probably a good thing I have very little today. Do today. I'm nothing to promote, so I don't have anything happening on the 11th of Monday. I'll be proofreading for later on this month, National Main Day and National Christmas Movie Marathon Day. Speaking of movie marathons for Christmas, um, yeah, I'm getting through the bed rest of working on my 20th Century Christmas YouTube playlist, which you'll find in my playlist right here on this channel. And yesterday I made myself through 1980 and 1982. I'm currently just finishing up Christmas in Washington, 1982, Ronald Reagan year. Followed by, I'm going to be watching a British show called Today's Special, Christmas 1983, moving ahead. And then a movie, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. One Day at a Time double feature, the old Norman Lear comedy. Then the 1983 Disney World Christmas Day Parade. Oh, and then we're going to have a almost 2-hour special from W. Picks in New York for Solid Gold Christmas 1983. Yeah, so I'm going to be in front of the screen, and I'll probably check in on my favorite bloggers. I've got Elizabeth Veronica. I know she's put up at least a couple since I've caught up with her, so I definitely will probably do that first as soon as I finish this. And Tanya FM every day, never miss her. Started her blog as a journal to get through a difficult breakup, and I think most of her community, maybe the community isn't large, but we've all grown with her. Elizabeth Veronica, on the other hand, she's a single mother and raising 4 young children, and she has a teenage son that lives with his other parent, but spends plenty of time with her too. And she's just, she's going through rough times. She's going through divorce. She's trying to establish her career as a YouTuber, and she's doing pretty darn good too. Um, I just started watching her when I was quite ill, and I was looking for inspiration. I guess she came along. Maybe I even searched for give me an inspiring YouTuber. But I've seen her, she go from almost homelessness to finding a sweet apartment. Of course, she lives in Erie, Pennsylvania, so she's really snowed in. And yeah, she's a real person. I like real people. She's struggling a little bit lately with the seasonal affective disorder, which is something that I experience. I have a lot of oops, I have a lot of colorful lights and things around my room to sort of lift my mood. But I can emphasize with her. I've been going through a bit of struggles lately myself with just the anxiety dropping in out of nowhere, and worrying about future things that may never happen. I think a lot of it's got to do with it. I've been ill, and I've been basically, I've been in one room for since the beginning of October. And even though I surround myself with all the things I love and the things I enjoy, and I can work on the internet, so that's fun. I have a website, gocybernaut.com. It's the link there to the celebrating Tanzania and World Techno. You'll find about 600 different topics to explore. And I have autism, and that's one of my things is making lists and putting things together, which is why I've got my 20th century Christmas. Oh my gosh, how many times? We've got 160 videos for Christmas of the 19, mostly 1950s on. But here's a fine example of creating lists. I've also created another playlist you may like of the music that's inspired me throughout my life, including concerts I've attended and just music that's inspired me throughout my life. Um, yeah, I like to make lists. So, of course, creating this website, I guess I was actually stimming during the pandemic. I had to do something. And I have an experience going back to 1995 of creating for the internet. So, lists started with homework helper hyperlinks in 1995 for my kids for their homework to help them out. I wanted to put the resources together. And I just never stopped really doing that. It was only when I was in therapy for grief after losing my companion, um, what's it called, emotional dog, that it was put together that hey, you're stimming with this, and you need to keep doing that because that's really positive for your mental health, and it is. I like creating, but I also like sharing. I'm hoping, somebody can find this resource, one of the pages, and say this is the resource that I'm looking for all the time. I'm not going to be stressed out by these pop-ups. Pop-unders want me to fill out my email address into things, flashing lights, little movies in the corner, and what's going on, where's the content. So I decided to go through the internet subject by subject, and let's just pick the best. Let's just pick the stuff that you're going to find the information that you need. I once heard that visiting a bad site on the internet is emotionally affects people as watching a bad horror scene in a slasher movie. And we don't need that kind of stress when we're trying to find information. So go cybernaut. Yeah, cybernaut, of course, being a person that goes out into cyberspace and navigates and finds things. So that's what I do. That's what I'll be doing. As far as today, yeah, watching lots of holiday television. Of course, my British soaps. I watch my British soaps, Emmerdale and EastEnders, and my guilty pleasure. Good morning, Isla. I hope you had a great day yesterday. It was beautiful out. It was beautiful here in Nanaimo. I hope it was just as nice in Victoria. B Team Paranormal is kind of my neighbor. I live on, I guess, mid Vancouver Island, and she would live in the southern tip of Vancouver Island. We're up here in like the last paradise on earth, I think. I was just talking about my day, and don't have too much planned. Another day of watching. I made it into 1982 of watching Christmas television, so I'm looking forward to a mixture of British and American. Really, yeah, it was just a gorgeous day. I wish I could have gotten out I'm looking forward to the day. Maybe, maybe in April when I'm able to leave my room and get my health back. But yeah, I just don't have much planned for today. It's going to be a slow day. I might work on updating some of my London walking tours. I really enjoy the London walking tours, and I want to get the ones that I have updated so that I can create some new ones, and then maybe move on to other cities. I don't know. London's going to take a long time to explore, though, so that'll be a while. Yeah, I was just saying, today's the 9th of Monday. It's World Techno Music Day, which is one of my favorite genres of music. And on my link I put here to celebrate techno music, I've got some nice radio stations from Germany. I think they're mostly European that offer a good variety of techno music and electronic dance music. It's also Tanzania Independence Day, so I might listen to a little radio there too as well. Let's explore what Tanzania is all about. Was it Mount Kilimanjaro? Isn't that? So I think that's in Tanzania. Don't know too much about it. I did see a documentary years ago. Um, that's about it. So there's plenty for me to learn. Yeah, I'm gonna just take it easy, do a little proofreading, watch a little vintage television. Continue. Oh, Google's now spidered more than 100 of my pages. So at 11:30, I'll be able to put in another 10 pages. I can do 10. I think it's 10 every 24 hours. So I'll continue with that. It's going to be nice. Google starts serving my pages and people can actually start finding it. And all this work I've done maybe can get out there to the masses. How many countries? Oh, I've up to like 40 different countries so far this month. I can't. Yeah, that's pretty close. I like that. I like that I can really reach out to the world and offer the same resource and how many different languages Google will translate into, but it is nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet. You must be exhausted from the weekend, in fact. That's a pretty, I know I would be, even a few hours, just me going to get a flu shot, I was exhausted. Those 2 days out is it's quite a task. Yeah, I hope your appointment goes well. It's good that there is a handy dart available too, because I know right now I'm having the bus everywhere. Um, I'm not at the point, like I'm only half a block from the bus stop, so I'm not at the point where I could use a handy dart. But it's nice that it's available. There's one thing that we still have. But yeah, we're hoping to get a car. Pay down some of the debt first. I don't want to take on any more expenses until I get rid of some of the debt because I think I'm juggling enough things right now. I just don't want to juggle any more financial responsibilities. But boy, it would be nice to have a car, be able to, especially here on Vancouver Island. There's so much to explore, and you really need to be able to get around. Um, I could spend the rest of my life never have to leave this island. There's just so much to see. It's just so beautiful. We've got it all. We've got the mountains and the ocean and the wildlife. And then we've got the surfing beaches on the Tofino coast. But yeah, if you don't got a car, you're pretty well. I can take the bus. I think maybe even up to Qualicum from here, at least to Parksville. But that's about it. I don't even know if they have a bus that goes to Victoria. Maybe a private one. Oh, then it starts getting expensive. Might as well have a car if you're going to be paying that kind of money, I guess. But yeah, that's on the list of wish list. The big wish list. Top of the big wish list is to get a car. Actually, the top of the big wish list is to pay off the debt and then get a car. Yeah, so I'm got to keep positive. Figure, I've worked so hard. Hopefully, when people start ordering books from Amazon or something from me, because it seems ridiculous. Seems everybody shops on the internet, but I don't have that experience of being on the every information page I offer. I usually offer 3 books or so, and hopefully that'll be a gateway into Amazon to whatever interest whoever's on that page is looking for, and be able to spread out from there. But yeah, I'm just knock on wood. I've built the site. Let's hope that's true. We build it and they will come. But yeah, it's just being able to sit back and not worry about the content creation as much, even though that's what I enjoy doing. But still, I'm limited in the amount of time I'm allowed to sit, and it's frustrating. You just can't get yourself, be able to edit and type and all this stuff. It gets uncomfortable. My neck for one. Let me start my coffee here. Which, by the way, I made it 4:30, so it's probably not hot anymore. Oh. Lukewarm is just as good as long as it's got the caffeine in it. Yeah, God, I woke up about 3 and just that was sort of it for me. I tried to watch the finale of the Taylor Swift on the live stream. I made it up, maybe an hour and a half in, counting Gracie Abrams, or the woman, the singer before her, that opens for her. But yeah, I made up to the point where I started watching on Friday. Miles, my dog Miles is having a bad dream. I get him. He's barking his puppy bark, his sleepy puppy bark. Oh, I wonder what he's dreaming about. Anyways, I tried to watch it, so I made it up to that point. Then I realized, I know it's the last performance in that, but it's pretty well the same. And switched over to try to catch up on my Emmerdale and fell asleep. Woke up and Doctor Who was on. So Taylor Swift it's the end of the era now. I guess you can go get married, have babies, live happily ever after until, I don't know, she'll ever get when you have children, you get the urge to travel on the road. Interesting. I followed Michael Bublé on, because he's from Vancouver and I like him. He's a good singer, on Instagram. And he posted him and his wife and his 2 daughters at the Taylor Swift concert, saying the most fantastic thing he's ever experienced. And coming from one entertainer, yeah, it's something else. But I guess everybody, especially in Vancouver this weekend, has turned Swiftie. It's a crazy. Mind you, she has had a lot of accomplishments. That is a long career that tour covered. Yeah, I know. I actually have a few of her CDs. Yeah, I got from the library and put them on my phone, my phone. But yeah, I recognize a lot, anyways. Just crazy how everybody in the audience basically knows every movement of every dance and every lyric. It's something else. I did notice there's a lot of live streaming. I wonder if she allows that. Maybe it's just a good way of marketing. Let's let people live stream. Live stream the concert. What better advertising could that be? As long as I guess it's not saved. It's just sort of, you know, for the moment. But I noticed when Gracie was on, she actually did a shout out to the people on the live stream and saying it was actually magic. And so there must, I mean, we can't even use the first couple of lines of Jingle Bells, I guess, without getting a copyright strike. Maybe not Jingle Bells is good. example, but you know, any other popular song, we would get a strike. Whereas it seems these entire concerts are being live streamed, and maybe it's just a good marketing move on Taylor Swift's part. Anyways, it won't matter anymore because it's all finished. Yeah, it's all finished now. I heard that tour is over, and I guess I don't know what comes next. I never actually followed her, but I guess we're time for Ed Sheeran again. But I guess he's got a couple of babies now, or a couple of he's got a couple of daughters, so maybe he's settling down somewhat. And it's Christmas time. When I think of Ed Sheeran and I think of Elton John, I think of Lad Baby and his Christmas songs that were number one year after year after year to raise money for the food banks of England. And I'm going to be supporting him again. I'll, I like to see that. When you see it's just a regular vlogger who just goes ahead and can raise millions and millions and millions of dollars for a good cause like that. You see so many people wanting to take money. You don't see that many people actually looking towards somebody else. Yeah. Speaking of that, my GoFundMe is up to $50, and I will thank Cheryl and B because I know it's Cheryl and B that have donated that. B, who's no longer B. B has another name now, but I'm not going to say what it is. I met when she was 12 years old, in 1998, when I was the guide for Science and Nature for Kids at about.com. She would come in and help me with those chats. It's been wonderful to see B grow and develop into the person that B is now. And Cheryl, I met. She came to me one day, and I was doing genealogy at the time, and wanted to know if I could do her genealogy to see if she was related to David Bowie. And guess what? I did it. I found out she not only is she related to David Bowie, but also that soft cell. Oh, I can't remember his name. Almond. His last name is Almond. A closer relative, so he's also related to David Bowie. But what I did is I looked at their histories, and they both had families in very, very close area. So I just created a Google map, blue for Bowie and red for Cheryl, and where everybody lived, and everybody was so close. And sure enough, eventually, and I can't remember which ancestor it was ways down there, but we had the tie to David Bowie. So yeah, so thank you, Cheryl, for donating to my GoFundMe. I enjoyed doing your genealogy. I enjoy doing anybody's genealogy. Um, yeah, that's another big hobby of mine. Unfortunately, at the point I can't really afford my ancestry right now, so I'm waiting probably until next spring, and then I can get back into that. In the meantime, I'm going to have to rely on my genealogy library, which I do have quite a good collection because my local library, when they were renovating, put their entire genealogical reference books up for sale and sold me the whole thing, all of them, for $25. And so I've got plenty of material to research through when I find the time. It's amazing how busy you can be just being in bed. Or you want to be. You know, I've got the mind that never stops type thing. And it's been difficult. I think this whole part of being illness is just not being able to. I just have to put the brakes on myself. That's not something that I'm used to. But man, I'm getting better day by day. It just takes a long time, I guess. When you get ill, recovery is not only smooth and easy. I think all of my anxiety lately is just, because I got ill, started to get better, relapsed, got ill, and there we go again. And I think I've got more anxiety about it. Is it going to happen again? And I'm constantly vigilant to looking for signs, and it just, of course, I know that with autism, anxiety, well, anxiety comes to a lot of people. Who doesn't have anxiety? But unfortunately, with me, you drop a little pebble down, and I've got a boulder in 10 minutes where this thing has developed into, and I've really got to teach myself to calm down. And um, my therapist said that I worry about things that aren't going to happen. But the problem is, the last 3 years, they've all happened. Now, what happens when your therapist tells you you're getting anxiety because you're worried about things that probably won't happen, but they keep happening? It's hard for the mind to sort of grasp that. Um, I just need a lot of positive energy. Everybody, please send me some positive energy because I'm so in need of it right now. I'm trying to think, what can I do? What can I do to change my luck? How do you change your luck, or is it luck? When you've done everything that you possibly can. Um, yeah, I guess I just can't let that. I just can't let the anxiety drop in the first place. But I was doing pretty well with it, until I got ill in October. And again, it's like this. Well, don't tell me things aren't going to happen. But it's just been a rough ride. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what CD means. Calm down. I don't know. Isla. B Team Paranoia. Normal is also Isla. I hope you don't mind me using your real name. But I will be sharing. I'll be sharing. She's got some very, very interesting, um, uh, I guess, paranormal videos, which she's a medium. I guess you can talk more about yourself than that. But um, yeah, I watched one where she was uh, communicating, and I guess it was a number of spirits you communicating. Was it the Ellison House, Victoria? I think it was a number of spirits that you're talking to. I just felt that there were different personalities. One a young boy, one an older man. But yeah, I find it fascinating. But of course, I want to know everything. I want to know all about it. I, you know, my my autistic thing. So I'm looking forward to more of Isla's V Team Paranormal's uh, YouTube videos. So anybody who pops in here or watches may want to jump over there and subscribe to her channel. That's V Team Paranormal, as it's probably not going to show up in the chat right now. Well, it will right now, but the archive until tomorrow. At first, I couldn't understand what was happening to my chat. I realized it takes 24 hours. No, you sparked my interest. I'm telling you. I mean, like I say, I have had some experiences that you can't explain away any other way. So it's interesting to have my eyes open through your experiences. Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, I'm going to check the press releases today. I'm going to start putting in more news content and resources for autism and for neurodiversity and anything that goes with that. So I'm going to check my press releases. It's Monday, new week, new chance, new start. Yes. But yeah, it's just going to be slow and easy. Slow and easy day. I'm not used to looking at my, usually I've got a huge to-do list that I can never complete everything in one day. Maybe I just have to slow down. Maybe this is a sign. I don't need to do things every 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 waking moment. But yeah, we'll have a heck of a lot to talk about considering I've been in one room for so long. Like I say, I travel through the internet. Oh, I did put up, Isla, you might be interested on my, maybe I'll put it here. I have it here. I put up on my Facebook, Action Kid. I like Action Kid. He's from New York and he does a lot of, not only does he walking tours in New York, but he's traveled to many other places. But he's done one of Rikers Heights in New York. I'm pretty sure I put it on my YouTube. I put it up on my Facebook channel. Over here. He's done this area in I guess in Brooklyn. I said in Brooklyn. Rikers is well known for just going over the top of their Christmas displays, and I know you like. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, no, there's my video from the Cheap Seats at Taylor Swift concert. Here we go. Diker Heights, Brooklyn. The the magnificent lighting displays of this place. Let's see. Um, I noticed he had put it up, so I wanted to share it with you. I put it on Facebook, but let's see if I can share it here as well. Where's my live stream? Here we go. Control V. Now, anybody's looking for a good Christmas lights display walking tour. I mean, Action Kid, first of all, is really good at the walking tours, but with the Diker Heights in Brooklyn, they just go all out. I've never seen anything like like the holiday and Christmas displays. Yeah, so I'm enjoying that. And I'm sure Tanya FM that I watch, she does a lot of. She lives in Manhattan, so there's a lot of walking around and catching on the run the Christmas windows and things. I think New York is one place I'd really like to go for the holiday season. It just would be just the store windows alone um, would be wonderful. And also, I like to go down there to Bryant Park where they have the skating rink. Uh, a cup of hot chocolate and watch the skaters. I used to as I do get up early. Obviously, it's like 3 when I got up. They have a webcam. I haven't looked at it this year though on Bryant Park. And at early, if you get there early in the morning, they have the professional skaters doing their practicing and that, and then they teach afterwards. But it's really quite nice. Nice way to wake up in the morning and watching the figure skaters at Bryant Park in New York. Yeah, and London, of course, London, England, the other place I would like to go. I think I'd like to actually do a tour of entire Europe for Christmas. So I think we'll be going. I'll be making myself. I've already started a playlist. Oh, wait a minute, a playlist of places I want to go. Let's see. Um, Places that I want to go. Like walking tours. Actually, when I can't sleep. This is for when I can't sleep. Let's see. I don't know. Let's just say launch. I do have a playlist, anyways, down here somewhere, but I will not look for that because I'm going to get myself lost if I do. I have a playlist called Playlist for Insomniacs, and it's a lot of walking tours in different cities and that because that's. Oh, oh boy. Oh, yeah. At least I know that music's not going to be copyrighted because it's 1930 something. Whoops. Oh, the music from the was it 1931, 1930, Night Before Christmas, 1933 Disney, which starts my 20th century Christmas playlist. I've got playlists. Sleep. I'm more of a nap right now lately. Uh, I go to sleep about 8, 9 at night, up about 2 for a few hours. And then I kind of, maybe between the hours of 7 and 9, I'm kind of cat napping, and then I got it together. Have my second wind, maybe in the afternoon. I found a lot late, maybe just because I'm not getting any exercise. Uh, it doesn't make me tired. But yeah, sleep. Well, also this goes way back when I was working at about.com. I guess it was the mining company at the time, 1997, 98. I was living in Hawaii. So I was living in Hawaii, but I was working in New York City. So all of our meetings, which are virtual, we're chatting that, would be in New York time, which is how many hours? 6, 7 hours difference. Yeah, so that kind of messed up my whole sleep patterns there. But what was good, I was usually finished my work by 9 a.m., which, I was living in Hawaii, so it gave me a lot of the day to really explore. And Hawaii Island, when you're writing about science and nature for kids, it's a place to be. We got volcanoes, we've got astronomy facilities, we've got nature and wildlife that exists nowhere else. It just also you're in a place in the middle of nowhere, basically in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But yeah, that was a good experience. I did have a lot of time to explore, which was very nice because hey, you're in paradise. Well, it's funny, they call it paradise when you visit it, but when you live there, it's not always paradise. It still had its problems. Here's an interesting little story. When I was on, I also helped a friend. He had a internet cafe at that time. Not everybody had the internet. And still in Hawaii, they were on party lines, so that was difficult. But I would do different various jobs for him. And one day, he said, "I got a job from this lawyer, and he wants you to go through all this, to the entire transcript of all the O.J. Simpson trial, and copy and paste and print out anything to do with DNA." I thought, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do that, and I'm working on it. And it turned out there'd been a terrible, terrible loss of life of a woman there a few years uh, earlier. Her name was Dana. Oh, I can't remember her last name. Dana Ireland. And this is jailhouse snitch kind of guy. I don't know. He's trying to get a deal for his cousin. Said, I know who did it. I did it with these 2 brothers. So they arrested him and the 2 brothers, and they got found guilty. And anyways, the 2 brothers that I was looking for the evidence for. So I got it all together and I sent it off to the lawyer and that. And in the meantime, we moved back to the mainland. So I kind of lost track of what happened. So these 2 brothers and this one, their other fellow, they're found guilty, and I guess life in prison. And the years go by, and the original snitch guy, he gets killed, and somebody takes his life. Sorry, I can't say that. Somebody takes his life when he's in prison, and the one brother, I think he pleaded guilty or something, and one brother pleaded guilty. He got less time, and then the other brother refused to. So they wanted to save the one brother because somebody had to look after the family, and then the younger brother, I think, was one of the brothers went to prison anyways. So this year, the thing is, the DNA. It was always the DNA because the DNA just didn't work out. So this year, guess what? They matched the DNA. Somebody completely different to a guy that lived 3 blocks from these people, a fisherman, been living free all this time. They took him in, they interviewed him, and all this and that, and a couple days later, the guy takes his life. So of course, this one Schweitzer brother that was still in prison, he was released now. And last I heard, and this is a couple of months ago, is they want the police to release these what did this guy say? This guy that the DNA match was obviously the person that was responsible. And he lived, oh my God, maybe a mile and a half from where she was found. It was when I was even in Hawaii, there was word that some kind of cover up or something was going on. So right now, the lawyers for the Schweitzer brothers are saying, "Hey, we want to know what was said. We want to have what evidence do you have on this? Like, these obviously these two brothers whose their entire lives being ruined. The one in prison, and the other was just treated horribly by the community. The entire family was. They need some kind of justice here. These guys were railroaded into this situation. So." Yeah, the police be trying to keep it on the down low, but I think the judge said that, well, last I heard that they're going to have to release this information. But it's just so interesting. I've got a book. I did get the book. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, well, mind you, this is years ago. And this is a book about the case. Oops, whoa, Murder in Paradise. And it shows the three boys. But it's just strange that in 1997, 98, here I am. They knew it was the DNA. It was going to be the DNA in the end. But gosh, that's, 25 years he spent in prison, maybe? So, yeah, I need to look into that today. That's going right there. I'll leave this book here. That'll remind me because I want to know what happened with that. It just, it was one of these stories in my life that got started that never got finished. And of course, I did think about them because, otherwise, this is why I bought the book. But I guess little towns. What do you do in little towns? I guess this happens all the time, or quite often. We've got they were under the police and the prosecution officer under great pressure to solve this thing. She was a tourist, and her family were from the east coast of the mainland, and they pushed and they pushed. And I think what it was is like, let's solve this case. Hey, we've got this Pauline coming forward. I think we wanted to get his brother off on a drug thing or something. He was going to trade information, but couldn't have been too smart to implicate himself into the actual crime himself. But I'm hoping the brothers get justice, at least in the community. They deserve it. Their parents too. I mean, they were treated badly. There was like wanted dead or alive posters and posted and with their pictures and everything else. So I think the family deserves justice, and they certainly deserve an apology from their community for the way they've been treated. And they stayed in the same neighborhood. That's what's crazy is this guy lived just blocks away. It's crazy. But yeah, that's another one of my. It's amazing how many things can happen. Lived there, been a couple of years, but the amount of things that happened on that island that were unusual. Of course, when we moved there, it was still very, very, very fresh. It was 91 or was it 91? It was Christmas Eve too. 1991 Christmas Eve, Dana, Ireland. Yeah, she was a young 23-year-old girl visiting her sister. And it was horrible. It was a horrible, horrible situation. Anyways, it's Monday. Let's move on to a little bit more positivity, I think. Okay, let's see. I've noticed that. I'm starting here. I've got to stop that, and it's probably got to do with the anxiety and depression of that. I'll start on a high note, but sometimes I just get so. Oh, it gets dark fast, and I've got to turn that around. Listen to some good music or something like that. Okay, GeoGuessr. I hung in there. I'm still on gold level 1. I think I've fallen down a couple of spots. I like place 13 or something. I was 10 last week. So I'm going to try to do it a little. I'm going to try to practice. I know I say this every week. I'm going to try to spend a little bit more time practicing. And I'm also going to see if how can I live stream this? Can we watch one computer with the other? Or I have to see how these other live streamers do these games. Maybe picture in picture. No, I'd have to do one computer to the other because I need my full concentration, at least on one screen. Uh, yeah, I pay attention. I don't really curse that much. I do get upset sometimes. So that's it's one thing that I get quite emotional about is when I'm playing competitive GeoGuessr. So yeah, so I hung in there. I'm still in gold level 1. So they'll still be putting me against people that are a lot more qualified than I. I have a rating like 600 or something there. They'll put me up against something in the 900s. I'm like, well, what's going on here? Why do you keep putting me against people that are so hard? But I guess they can't put you against people so easy because then what would be the point? And it would be too easy. But then I thought, well, they're putting people that are up there against me, and I'm real easy against them, I guess. So that didn't make sense. But yeah, there goes the neurodivergent mind trying to figure things out again. Not everything has to make sense. Sometimes it is what it is. Yeah, I might even. I think that I don't know if my husband Bob, will be going. I think he might be going to the store. Have to make her dog food, so we have to get her supplies to make dog food. So maybe later I might go. I might go live with Miles if he's in here with me because I can't do much when he's in here with me. He gets into mischief. He seems to. Now it's really funny because he'll jump up on the bed and he'll lay down right in front of my other computer, which I usually live stream off of. He'll lay right down and look into it now. I want to be a YouTuber too. Miles, the studio mascot. So I might try later on. Um, yeah, like I say, I just don't have much planned today. Watching old holiday videos and perhaps updating a London walk and yeah, babysitting my dog who goes through severe separation anxiety because he might turn out to be my husband's therapy dog, which is just fine with me because I'm more of a girl dog person, I'm afraid. Boy dogs go to my husband, girl dogs go to me. I never thought I'd get a boy dog again, to tell you the truth. But hey, when you're presented with, hey, this dog is born the wrong color, so he'll probably be destroyed if you don't take him. Well, you know what you're going to do. You're going to say, what the heck? What's wrong with a black lab? Nothing. First of all, he can't be seen in the dark, so he makes for a very good watchdog. And he watches everything, I'm telling you. He's a very inquisitive boy. But yeah, my last dog, Lucinda, I had her for 14 years, so it's been a really tough separation for me. I can't even look at pictures of her yet. I know, Isla, you probably have experience with this, the spirit world and your connection with your aunt. 'Cause I do believe she was my spirit animal. She was it. Here we go. Huh. Exactly. A lot of guide dogs are black labs. They're just, actually labs used to be the number one, labs in general, the number one dog. I think, what is it now? The not the boxer, the bulldog, miniature bulldogs. I think are number one now. But yeah, but labs are, they're sweet dogs. Once they get past their teenage years, I hope, because I think we're in the adolescent years now, where he's trying all of our pushing all of our buttons to see what he can get away with. Just naughty little boy. But yeah, he's a good boy. He's going to be a good dog. Well, he is a good dog. He is very gentle, very sweet. But he does have. It's really weird because he will growl a little bit. He's learned not to bark, but there's certain people. We live on a kind of sort of main street, so we've got constant people, foot traffic, and he will pick out the odd person where I'm not too pleased. And same with the odd dog. There's only two dogs that he does not like. Most dogs he'll be fine with. But yeah, he's otherwise very gentle. Very strong though, and not well trained because that's down to us. We just unfortunately ill health came around the same time, and he's young, but he is learning to listen. It's just that he's enthusiastic about people, and when we're out, he just thinks everybody wants to meet him, and it can, he's a big boy. It can be kind of scary. Yeah, they do. He sure does. Um, I think, and he is super protective. I know that. Um, there's been a couple, like my husband, when he takes him out in the early morning walks, he's had a few encounters where, well, one for sure, I'm sure he would have been robbed if the dog wasn't with him, and the fellow didn't even realize the dog was there until until Miles showed his teeth, and my husband said, "You better back off." And yeah, and that guy was gone in a flash because being all black at nighttime or early in the morning, you're not going to see him till the last second. But he's very very strong. I can't control him. I couldn't control him if something like that happened. I'm not with my back isn't healed enough that I can even chance take him for a walk if something should happen. Until he's a little older and learns to listen. Um, that's right. As far as my husband goes, he would never leave his side, so he doesn't have to worry about you know Miles getting excited and taken off or something. Or I worry about that kind of thing. But I know there's. I mean, I can't even close the door. Come in the bedroom, and Miles comes and close the door. It's like oh my gosh, the end of the world. You put the door between me and my daddy. What are you doing? So yeah, he's totally. That was the case where the dog chose the owner. Mind you, they did raise him in the kennel, and they raised him like to not bond with anybody. So I think when they delivered him to us, he came from Edmonton, and placed him in my husband's arms. I think the bond happened at that second because it's like I mean, we couldn't even he wouldn't even leave the apartment or go in the elevator, go out the front door of the building, unless my husband carried him. And he was 5 months old when we got him. It wasn't like he was a little tiny puppy. Um, I think that bond happened the second he was placed in my husband's arms. And I remember it was so strange because it was at night, and we came home, and it was dark inside the apartment, and we couldn't even really see what he looked like until the next day. We thought, there's this animal in here that is pure black, and we don't know what's going on here. And it was a thing. We missed our dogs. We missed Lucinda so much. It's like soon the opportunity presented itself. We had 5 minutes to make up our mind, and I don't think we thought it out. We just thought, whatever happens, happens. This is going to have to be a good thing because it was like, oh boy, what have we done now? We're sitting here in an apartment with an animal that we don't know. It's totally dark. We can't see him, and he just laid down beside the bed and didn't leave our side at all that night. And yeah, so he's grown up to be a good boy. I think we're those kind of people that kind of have, some people have to have a dog in their life. I think we're those people. Um, Yeah, I've had a dog. Well, I had a dog when I was 8 until I was 16. And then I had a bit of a break when I lived in Toronto for 7 years. I had a break then. And then when I moved back to Vancouver and met my husband, he had a number of his mother had a Great Dane, Afghan, some other mixed dog, a couple of Chihuahuas. So yeah, so I was sort of immersed into the dog life again, and yeah, one of the Chihuahuas ended up being our first dog we had together, and we just always had a dog. Always had She was the only Chiquita was the only small dog. See, we had a Brutus, which was a black Labradorian Ridgeback mix, so he was big black lab with the ridge down his back. Basically, the ridge is the only thing he got from that side. And then we had a dingo named Daisy and a boxer named Homer. That was actually my brother-in-law's dog, but we lived together, so he was sort of ours. Homer, and then Cedric, who was he was like a hound. I can't even remember what breed he was, but basically a hound. And he was just a happy old, kind of not too smart, be my buddy. Um, he had been severely mistreated. They wanted to make him into whoever had him. At that time, it was still illegal to have marijuana grow places and to guard that. But instead of making him mean, they made him terribly afraid. So he was afraid of everything, everybody, and everything. So yeah, so we just sort of gave him that extra love his whole. I think we had him 11 years, and then okay, we had Daisy the dingo, and then we got Lucinda. Lucinda and her brother Prince, and they were half lab, half premature hair pointer. He was black. She was, I think, brown and freckled. And that brings us to Miles. Yeah, Cedric was the sweetest boy, but it was hard because he was afraid. And men, um, it took a long time. It took a long time for him to. I don't know if he ever accepted any men, to tell you the truth. No, I don't think he did. Yeah, and chains. He was afraid of the sound of chains. My son at the time worked in a restaurant, and when he came home from work, I guess it smelled the uniform. So, I guess who had ever had him had maybe he worked in a restaurant or something. But it's we weren't even going for a dog then. It was like, don't ever take me to the Humane Society of the SPCA or anything because I'm not going to leave alone. I'm telling you. And I think we saw him and we felt so bad that first of all, nobody's going to take this dog. There's no way. And that probably was very, very true. And they were even worried kind of about sending him home with us until they realized we lived on a farm. We didn't even have a mailman come by. He had a lot of room. Um, he seemed to really, really like us. And my husband had a secret trick. He had bacon in his pocket. So, and he liked my husband, who was a man. But yeah, it was, they were not too sure if he could ever fit into a home. But he had a good life with us, and we just made sure that none of his triggers were um, none of his buttons were pushed. But it's like we could never, he never would go for a car ride or anything like that because it's just he wanted to be home where he felt secure. But yeah, he was a good boy. He finally just got very, very old, and the day came where that was just it was his time. But yeah, the loss of a pet, boy, it hits you hard. You have a different relationship. Here we go again. I don't know why. I guess it's just lately my depression and anxiety have been like really on point. Um, It being the holiday season too, and it's just when you can't afford the holidays, it's not the easiest time of the year. So to just get me through that. Actually, at this point, it's just get me through the next few months so I get my income tax, so I can pay down my debt. I can start to breathe for a few months. But yeah, I have a relationship. I can say I have a relationship with my animals. I like cats too. I have a problem with litter boxes. Otherwise, I would have a cat. But it's one of with my autism, it's different scents and smells are I just can't handle them. And unfortunately, even a litter box that's not being used, me knowing it there, I'll know the smell exists. And yep, funny me. But yeah, our animals and our dogs and our pets and our cats, or whatever we have, do hold a special place in our heart. I think it's all that unconditional love. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's gonna be a day of listening to world techno music for me, which is not a bad thing. Probably not first thing in the morning though. It certainly would get me going, but I don't want to burn myself out before 7 a.m. Uh, I've got too little to do today. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. I don't know what else. Is there anything else we can talk about this morning in the dark hours of the day on Vancouver Island? Wonder we'll get another beautiful day. Beautiful blue skies for all those Swifty fans in Vancouver wanting those photo ops of all those nice little they put up little lighted signs of all the different Taylor Swift songs. What a boost! What a boost to that economy. See, we have no venue here in Nanaimo. We never get anything. On the ferry, we do have a ferry, but by the time you get home, the new little fast ferry they have though, I think it does special like downtown to downtown for concerts. So that would be good. Aw. Oh wow. That's nice. Hmm. I sometimes wonder if my animals are with me. I know I feel this into with me all the time. I just sometimes I don't know if it's just me not letting her go. I mean, everybody says it's been long enough. What's long enough? But yeah, really, that's interesting. I wonder what started picking it. Like you say, you have those balls and electronic devices that the spirits can line up in that. I wonder if it's the same sort of playing with the electrical energy or something in a phone. That's odd. That's interesting. So I guess you could you've done the research in that on the around the property. I know you like history too, for good reason. The history in that too around where you live and your domicile. Domicile, is it called? For those who are watching a replay and don't see the chat, um, B Team Paranormal or Isla says she has a small ghost dog and cat living in her apartment that belonged to the spirit of a lady named Deborah. In her apartment, she used to own a big Victorian house where the apartment is now. And sometimes people hear a dog barking on the phone when she's talking to them. Yeah, it's funny when we do think of spirits and that we don't think of our animals. I do. I only think of my animals. I mean, that's the thing. If I wanted to communicate with anybody that's passed over, it would be my animals, you know. And a cat purring in her videos. You can hear the cat purring on the video of her deceased stepson spirit. Says, I'll have to go back and watch that. And for anybody that's joined us, and B Team Paranormal has a channel where she does she's a medium, and she communicates with spirits. Yeah, you might want to check that out if that's what your interest is, or you want to learn more about it. It's just like paranormal things have come through my life, but it's not something I've really been interested. But since being Isla, it's really opened my mind. Do you think that this island, Isla, Vancouver Island, has a little like as far as the spirit world and that goes, is it like got like more energy or something? There seems to be I don't know. This island seems to be a very special place. Um, just like I said, I've mentioned before, like the Big Island of Hawaii when I lived there. You just can feel that. You just something's like more of a magnet towards for these type of energies and things. Um, hmm. I got a lot of questions. I'm gonna say, yes. But then again, I don't think like other people sometimes. So maybe I don't ask the same questions. I don't know. Um, I'm the kind of person I always want to. I always got to take things a step further. I wondered, going back to the story I was telling you about Dana Ireland and the Big Island, where she was taken, is a place. Not only is it a place that there is a lot of energy I felt, it doesn't even exist anymore. It's covered in lava now. It no longer exists. Well, the area she lived in, I think the path where they found her still exists. But I wonder, hmm, if she could have, if she could have been trying to help people, because she would have known that her family she never got justice. Her family didn't get justice. Her parents passed away before they found out the truth. Water and limestone for spirit entry. Well, a lot of limestone here. I think over here, just on Gabriel Island, is just off of Nanaimo. It's mostly limestone, isn't it? Is it limestone? I know some. I think it was mine. Something was mined there. It was brought down to build a lot of buildings in San Francisco. I guess in the early 1900s, maybe. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I know. I think that's limestone there, and definitely water. See, I guess in the Big Island, it would be water. It would be water and lava. And we know lava has got the spirit, the energy of Pele. So I mean, you can't argue with that. She rules in Hawaii. Oh, you hear the cars starting outside. I guess my neighbors are going off to start their day at work. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's 6 o'clock. I guess it's time for me. Start my. Well, I did my GeoGuessr 5 of the day. Oh, start my geo. I'm gonna say it. I say it every week. I'm gonna try not to leave my geo. I have 20 games I gotta play in the tournament in a week. I'm gonna try not to leave them all till the weekend. I probably will, because the thing is, you get extra points when you first game of the day. So I want to make sure I have at least one first. That's 70 points. So usually when I win a game early, I don't play anymore that day. Yeah, do my GeoGuessr. GeoGuessr, excuse me. Um, Proofread. National Main Day and Christmas Movie Marathon Day. Watched lots of Christmas and holiday television from 1983 on. You'll forget. And 11:30, start putting more links into Google. Check into the latest on the Schweitzer brothers. And babysit my dog. Probably babysitting the dog is going to be the hardest part. So I might just pop on if I go look after him later on and have a little visit with Miles. He seems to like to be a YouTube personality, as the many dogs I'm sure are. Maybe he's my key to my success. Maybe it should be less me and more Miles. But yeah, I'm going to get this. Oh, and checking the press releases. Maybe do updating a London walking tour. I just joined the Blue Sky social network, and I found that my travel stories do quite well. My travel and music. I'm really liking Blue Sky. I can see the difference. Definitely. I mean, come on, apples and bananas, Twitter or X. But I did notice that X just seems to be getting a lot more, just a lot more negative and triggering for me. And I belong to a lot of the social networks, but I use them a lot just for promoting, my web work. So I'll probably continue that on Twitter, but it seems like Blue Sky is the place I've been hanging out more. I've been finding more useful resources. It just seems, maybe it's the threads I follow and whatever, but just a lot less negativity and not knowing if it's fake news or not. A lot less triggering. I gotta be less triggering. Like I say, my anxiety is just it's been really hard to control lately. Um, it just is. Just is what it is. I think a lot to do with it is the walls sometimes do closing, but not. I tell you the truth. The walls aren't closing in. I prefer my own company. I like not going out. It's the way I am. But yeah, the anxiety is always the same thing. It's always finances, and you know, can I make it until income tax return so I can pay down the debt that I've added up this year that I said I wouldn't do. It's funny how you say, okay, I'm not going to spend any money, and you can be sure that's the months that you're going to get unexpected expenses. So maybe I should say I'm going to spend lots of money because I want to make lots of money this month. Uh, but I need a change in fortune. So please like and subscribe to this channel and visit my website. Most of all, go cybernaut.com, GOCYBERNAUT.com. I'm sure you'll find something that interests you there. If you find that there's something you're interested in that's not there, please let me know and I'll create it if I can. Yeah, you have a super blessed day too. And, I might pop on later with a visit with Miles, and who knows? I have to get out of my comfort zone of only going live before 6 a.m. because I don't know why. I don't know why. I think all the trolls come out after 7 a.m. or something. I mean, I could probably deal with a troll if I have one. I mean, who knows? I guess it would be different than me rambling on. But hey, if you're into old lady on the spectrum, rambling on in the morning and a cup of coffee, cold or hot, you can usually find me here at. Boy, I had one of the very first tangles. Mr. Tangle himself, he invented them for people on the spectrum to keep busy. I was one of the first ones to receive one. Still got it. And it's been a long time. God, it's going to be about 15 years. Anyways, if you're into that kind of thing, I'm usually here at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, sometimes a little earlier. I am going to, oh gosh, here goes the voice. Maybe try to pop on later. I've had another problem lately. I do have like a TMJ type thing happening here. Uh, well, so I can't chew very well. It all happens with me losing all my teeth, my crones, and long story. Another day, another thing to complain about. I like to see an old lady here, sometimes rambling, sometimes complaining, sometimes in pain, sometimes not. Um, I'm here nice and early in the morning, and I'm going to try to come little later in the day. So I'm going to go off and play myself some GeoGuessr, check out some press releases, to see if I can do any articles, and watch some holiday television. So Ida, thank you again for coming by and keeping me company because as much as I like my own companies, I like to share it with you. It's better in the morning. No, I have at least one friend in this world, and it's been nice to get to know you, and I do consider you my friend now for sure. So you have a wonderful day, and I'm hoping your appointment later today goes well. And if we don't see you before tomorrow morning, um, God willing and good health, we'll be here to see you in the morning. See you. You have a great day.